Right. So this is going to be a demo review of the scrim we played out last night on Dust 2 versus Team 1 Ball. Dolphin was right. We did play these guys one time previously, but it was on Inferno. So, first things first, we switched up the default setup a little bit just on the basis that Ari got this ridiculous spawn here. I don't remember if... I think there was one round where we bumped each other and kept us from getting out of spawn real quick. I don't remember if it was this one or a subsequent round. Okay, no, this was fine. Yes, Ari and Dylan are taking long. I'm flashing for him. And keep in mind, this is my very first look at the demo since we've actually played the game. Everybody else's perspectives are going to be more or less novel to me. Oh, that's a good spam from Dylan. So they're walking it up cat here. I tell Ari at this point, if we make contact, I'm going to counter flash over elbow. Okay, who's sight with me? Or it was Dolphin. Okay, so Dolphin and I both miss our shots. Ease what it is, but Ari has a nice cleanup here. For the fact that both of us get killed on sight without getting any really good refrag, this goes about as well as it could have. Ari, you didn't swing up with Dylan there, and Chris, I pointed it out to you during the game, but buying a Desert Eagle on pistol round is borderline troll, I'm not gonna lie. So... Whoops. Okay, so I ask you guys to fast cat here. Is this the round where Dolphin was really fat? Yeah. There was one round that was even worse than this. Alright, so they're all grouping up towards long here. So Dylan and Dolph don't see shit mid at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and slow this down, because I believe they start coming up long very fast here. Okay, so I spot the first guy. Counter flash is coming out instantly. Where's Dolphin at? Okay, so my flash full blinds him. Right. So basically the only thing there is, Dolph, I did call that flash, so make sure you're ready for that. And perhaps practice the nade throw where it lands a little bit closer to this corner here, but yeah, that's the only note I have for this round. That was pretty solid overall. And then... I don't know if they paused or we paused. Okay. Right, so, oh, this is very aggro, Ari. Keep in mind they could have dropped into pit at any point here, but... yeah, this angle right here I'm okay with. Okay, so Dolphin's gonna get the resmoke on Cat. You guys are kind of watching the same thing here, but you adjust and work it out. Okay, so... this is one principle that I pointed out a little bit later on in the game, which is that we take a look at Chris's POV here. One thing, he's got a scout. It's not exactly the best weapon for multi-frags, especially against a full buy. He does have full nades here, but notice how far away Dylan and I are from Chris's position here, and notice that Dylan has 2 flashes as well. I pointed out to Dylan in a subsequent round, I don't know how deep it was into the CT half, that whenever I'm coming to pick up your mid, you can move over and play a little bit more towards the B door, or even perhaps towards window to help out Chris. Because it happens that a couple of times in this game, they basically... it seemed like they were almost going dry with only a couple of flashes or so, and Chris was just getting overwhelmed, which, I mean, that can happen, obviously. You're playing the B-bomb site by yourself. It's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, I come to pick up mid. At this point, Dylan can already be rotating a little bit closer to the B door. There's really no purpose in both of us being this close. And I heard the scout shot go off from Chris, so I'm just going to assume he lost the aim fight without checking the POV. And yeah, at this point, man disadvantage on the B-bomb site, that's pretty much an instant save call. I was willing to wait and see if we got at least one, but... Very lucky to escape with my life there. So we can go ahead and... So I get blocked a little bit here, but it is what it is. So the long guys are gonna have heard Ari scope up here. Not a complaint, just a note. Oh. Okay. I was looking at the minimap. I'm gonna go back, rewatch that. Yeah, so half speed here. What does Ari have in terms of util? So Dylan's got 2 flashes. Ari has a flash. Basically, the only note here that I can suggest Dylan is just either chucking a flashbang before backing off of that angle or asking Ari for one. Because that's just a risk that kind of comes with the territory with playing this close door position. If you ever need to back up, it's a little bit difficult to do so because you have all of these different cat angles to deal with. So, shit happens, but you did have 2 flashes, to be fair. There were a couple of instances where... I have a friend who doesn't play nearly as much Counter-Strike as he used to, but he always described himself as having too good to use syndrome with grenades, and sometimes I think you might have a little bit of an element of that. Okay, so I'm obviously completely cut off from B here. I'm going pushing through the smoke because... my suspicion at this point is that it's going to be B. The counter flash comes out for Chris. Okay, so my counter flash was a little bit early. And I don't know if it was this round or if it was a subsequent round. But Chris, while your communication was better in this game, there was one round in particular on the B site where I didn't know they were out on the bomb site until I was calling it and they were out on the bomb site and you were already dead. So it's like calm the micro stuff a little bit better. And basically, if I'm mid and you want to ask for a flash, you ask me for a flash, I'm gonna flash for you and they're going to be blind, given that they're out from the tunnel anyway. So that's a good kill from Dolph. I would say that's appropriate. Just maintain the man advantage and fall off. Oh, very risky angle here. But a good kill nonetheless. So here, after, I believe it was the previous round where I pointed out to Dylan how one of us can play a little bit more towards B, and I'm taking up that mantle here. So, notice how Chris and I have both used our smokes here. As soon as Chris starts calling that the nades are coming in, that you hear, that he hears the nades, I go ahead and molly it for him. Yeah, this was the round that I was, Okay, so I have multiple notes for this round. We're gonna go back and watch this one again. And we're going to go ahead and mute what the other team has to say. Because we didn't gamble B, but we don't give a shit about their opinions. Okay, so important note, Chris doesn't have a molly here. Speed it up, speed it up. Dylan gets that kill mid. Okay, so with respect to calming like micro stuff, this is a good example of what I'm talking about here, Chris. So I'm just going to half speed it from this point forward. The nades start to come in. You call that, and that's good. I chuck the Molotov back. I didn't hear a single call that they were running through or anything. So I go pushing through the door smoke thinking that I can get to car to help you out. The fact that you only get one here, it is what it is. But another note for this round, before I forget, Dylan, look at your utility belt here. And look at what the play is. And notice that Dolphin is just now coming over from CT, and Ari is now close with you. So this turns from a likely winning scenario into a pretty much 50-50, despite the fact that we have an advantage in terms of the utility. The B-bomb site is that favorable for the T's. And I swear to God, we all called big box. So, one more time on that round. I'm going to go through it real quick. So, Chris, just a little thing. If I'm mollying this for you and they're running through, you got to call that shit. Because if you call that they're running through anyway, I'm not going to go pushing through the door smoke here. And likely we maintain a winning position in this round. Dylan, what I would have done here personally is go ahead and remolly backsite. And wait for Dolphin and Ari. You got 2 flashes here. This is just a big time overcommit. So, Dolphin and Ari don't quite manage to close out the 2v2. Shit happens. We did call big box, to be fair. So, we go ahead and eco this one. This was the round where I called, okay, everybody go stack long. My idea here, the reason I'm going back is I'm just going to go get information on what's going on the other parts of the map. And I believe we get a fair few kills on this round, if I remember right. No, that was a subsequent eco. The guy sprays me down while blind, aim punches a bitch. And then I don't remember if Chris gets any there, but... So Dylan gets tagged. That's going to happen once in a game. It is what it is. Right, so they're flashing and taking cat control. I've already gambled back here over towards the A-bomb site. Here I fumble with my nades a little bit. I'm pretty trusting of Ari here. Once I hear the scope come out, smoke does as well. Dolphin, I really like this position. It's one that you can't really bust out more than once or twice and a half, but honestly, I'm completely okay with it if you just maintain it there. Easiest kills ever because they don't typically expect it the first time. So, as in a previous round, I go ahead and counter flash over elbow. But, okay, so they transition back into a mid to B. And this was so weird. Okay. Okay, yeah, let me rewatch that. I wasn't entirely sure what the strat was, but it looks like it's an A fake into a mid to B. With one guy dropping into CT from A. It proved to be damn effective here, considering Dylan was tagged. Okay, so Dylan, here's the scope on Cat. I would consider... Well, maybe. consider smoking mid-door. Of course, it's hard to be sure what's coming. I just need to see how Dylan dies here. Because that... Not that I'm giving you shit because you are tagged here, but it is the reason the round falls apart. Okay, so you dinked the guy. Fair enough. Alright. So, they throw their A-nades. They drop a guy here instantly into CT. I am full fucking white. I will fully admit, I overcommit a little bit to this second fight. I kill the first guy, get the trade out for Dylan. And then I know a guy is CT here. But really, there's no reason for me to swing this. Does anybody on... Ari and Dolph both have flashes, so it could... To be fair, could have asked for it. But yeah, this one here is my bad. Honestly, we maintain a winnable position. I won't call it winning if I don't give up that kill. Right, so at this point, I'm not entirely sure what the T's plan is because it looks like they're just all over the place. And I called that I believed it was a some flavor of an A-split, which appeared by everything I could see to be the case. So it's on that basis that Chris rotates out of the B-bomb site here, and I don't mind it. Oh, why is my phone ringing? A little bit shaky on the spray, but it works out. So good for Chris. Hate to do this while recording a video, but I gotta grab the phone. Alright, I can call them back. It is 8:14, damn it. Not unreasonably early, but early nonetheless. Okay, so we close that round out. Ari finds the pick on mid, so that's good shit. And here he says one can be up cat, but I trust that he's not going to get up there instantly. Does Ari get picked mid here? Yeah. Okay, so this was that round. Let's go back. It's a good shot. Okay. I understand the point of the Molotov. If you'd like to elaborate on the point of the flashbang, I'm willing to listen, but it's not immediately... Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it paused here. Couple of seconds previously, you're over on this side. Chris is already pushed into tunnel. We know nothing's toward tunnel. We have a man advantage here. And... like, I'm clear over here, like, watching towards cat. There's nobody here to help you, Ari. Why are we refighting mid here? Honestly, if Chris is pushed up here into the tunnel, I don't even mind if you want to fall all the way back to, like, the B site and just, like, play it from window or whatever. Because if they do this exact same play, this guy, he's going to smoke the mid to B over here. He's going to swing wide over here. You hit this shot all day long. Granted, unless they throw another good flash for you. But just swinging out here out into the open to try to stare into the smoke and go for another frag when we already have a man advantage feels strategically unsound, let's say. So Ari goes down. I believe Chris does some sneaky beaky bullshit and manages to get a couple of frags here. So the mid to B nades come out. Okay, no, that was a different round. And Dolphin's pushing long, but there's a guy holding it, and yeah, basically just off of I don't know what else to call it but greed and going for that second frag down mid. The whole round falls apart off of that. Also, I would say that okay, there's a principle in chess where sometimes the threat is more powerful than the execution, and if we go back here, If we go back to Chris's POV when he's pushing into lower tunnels. Chris, this is something strategically to think about in future rounds. So Chris is going to go for a push into tunnel. I don't mind this 1.5, but the mid guy has to know about it because if you die here, obviously the B site is completely free. So... Right, so Ari goes down. Now here, Chris, you've pushed into tunnel. You see that there's nobody here. And you know that there's at least one guy mid. Now the terrorists are going to understand that they don't have anybody in tunnel and that this is a possibility. Now, what I mean when I say that the threat is more powerful than the execution is that by making them worry about the fact that you being there is even possible, you can slow down the rate with which the T's are going to make whatever play they're going to make. And, what I would do in this situation is I probably wouldn't even go down the stairs here. That's just me. This is probably the furthest I would go. Maybe hold close to the box that's right in front of you. As the T's are running out, you get a cheeky kill or two. But to keep going here is to sort of give the game away a little. Well, give the game away in like the in the saying sense, not like literally giving the match away. Because yeah, they know what's going to be a possibility, so they're going to be checking that. And Dolph, he did see 3. I don't mind this push that much, but honestly, I think it would be a little bit smarter to just play the CT rotate with Dylan together here. So we wind up saving here. E key, please. Again, good shot from Ari. Mid smoke comes out. This is reasonable. And Ari, again, this is another example of that principle I pointed out where, okay, you do wind up doing it this round. I believe I had to tell you to do it, but... And then I told Chris, you can come toward mid, kind of help me out here. You just have to be ready to help out Ari if the take is going to wind up being toward B. So Dylan's hearing a little bit over at long here. It's too early to determine precisely how the round is going to go, but Ari finds the pick over on B. He flashes Chris in. Ari, I don't know why you're okay, so yeah, this is fine. I don't know if we had calls on where the other guys were exactly, but we knew one was long hair, so this push I don't mind as much as the previous round. It was just the fact that they had so many alive on the previous round, and their setup deliberately did not call for somebody going B, but obviously it winds up working out here, so... And Ari, I know we've played a pug together on Dust 2 before, excuse me, where I was anchoring B and I asked you to come smoke my B early. You smoked it at like 147. This is just a random pug. It's a random thing I remember. But in a similar sense to how you wouldn't smoke Inferno top mid right as soon as you get to it because the T's can't get there for another few seconds, I'm not typically a fan of chucking a smoke immediately onto tunnels because not that they can't be there at around the same time as the CTs, but just for the simple reason that if you want to block the T's off that early on, a Molotov is a little more effective. That's going to stop a rush a little bit better. As far as smoking it goes, I would wait until like 135, 130, maybe even down into the 120s before throwing that first smoke. So that is a little bit of a one and done from Dolphin. I don't mind it. Here I tell Dylan just bait the guy into me. The T's have left the bomb and spawn here. Okay. We don't have any right to not be facing an afterplant situation here. The fact that the bomb has been left in spawn is just ugh. Okay, so Dylan gets spotted out from spawn. Very lucky to escape with his life there, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so he's gonna clear out upper tunnel. We understand it's gonna be an A take. I don't remember how this one... I want to say we lose it because the half went like 11-4. 10-5. So... I'm gonna half speed it here. If I remember right, I come up in Molotov Goose here. The guy swings wide and I lose the aim fight. Yeah. So jiggling Goose first. Making sure that I'm not gonna get fucked from that angle. Molotov is gonna come out. Okay, so the flashbang comes out from Goose. Okay, it blinds both of you guys. I straight up lose the aim fight here. That's my bad. But yeah, this is... Chris, the only thing I can say is that you could be a little bit more proactive here. And, oh, going behind the smoke is such a... I don't... Yeah. Chris, this is honestly the round losing... Oh, and that was very close, too. Yeah, that's the round losing play right there, is going behind the smoke. Even if you just want to stay at about this angle here. Because what this does is the T has to fall back around this corner. You saw that happen. The fact that you go back behind this smoke makes it so that you cannot help Dylan at all if the Opera decides to re-peek. And you hit him like 3 or 4 times. Like, normally, when you have a rifle, I wouldn't recommend, like, just holding an angle dry against an op like that. But, I mean, shit, the guy has 1 HP. I mean, obviously you don't know that. You hit him like 3 or 4 times maybe with the AK spray. But going behind the smoke just makes it impossible for you to help out Dylan while he's holding the defuse. So. And then, yeah, I just tell you to run. There's no time. And... I could feel the tilt start to set in at some point during this first half. I feel like that was one of the rounds that definitely led to it. And this right here, okay. Quick note on the buy here. I asked Chris to drop a rifle for somebody. Somebody wound up getting his M4, or his AK rather. It was Dylan, I think. But, yeah, Chris, I don't know if you just didn't say anything, if you need to be a little bit more vocal about it or whatever, but I never want the solo B guy to be on a fucking deagle when we're on a buy round. Like, that should never happen. And I'm pretty sure I pointed that out during the game as well. And I can understand the frustration in not getting a gun, but shit, Chris, you've done this twice already in the game, and we are not quite in a position to help you out here if the T's immediately opt to go into the B-bomb site, so that I like less, and it pretty much creates a round losing situation immediately. So we're gonna go back one more time, rewatch this round. But I mean, shit, dude. If you're gonna wind up with a solo deagle on the B-bomb site, like, ask me. I'll give you my fucking gun if you're gonna be solo over there. And yeah, this is just... You got full nades here, Chris. You could play literally anywhere else on the bomb site. It doesn't have to... I know that they've played the setup where they were not putting anybody towards the B tunnels early on. But, doesn't justify going for the push over and over again. And considering you got the full nades, whatever, you got a couple of teammates in mid that'll be able to help you out here. Would be a little bit more strategically sound to just play inside the bomb site than, go for the push again and again. But, yeah, that round falls apart on the basis of that. But yeah, just to reiterate, Chris is our B guy. Buy round, he should never not have a rifle. If somebody has to downgrade, it should not be him. And Maybe I didn't articulate myself very clearly on this one, but originally I wanted to fast cat the 4 of you guys in a similar light to how we stacked long, and then I went back toward mid to get the information. But Dylan opted to fast cat everybody. It wound up working out. I believe we got a couple of kills here. And here I'm telling you, Ari, just let him swing, let him swing. And yeah, they wind up getting the mid pick and taking it towards the B-bomb site. No clue why that guy's swinging. But that's by... excuse me, by the by. So I believe Ari and I get a couple of guns here. We wind up getting the fuck out of there. And so here I made for damn sure Chris is going to have a good rifle on the B-bomb site. Give him the AK. Oh. Oh yeah, this was the round where Dolphin was fat. Nope. It ain't bullshit, alright. And when we're playing this fast cat setup here, the whole point of this cat setup is that we don't have to worry about mid push, and we're going to know if there are guys lower. So the fact that you're going lower here, if not to just play behind this box and let the guys on cat bait you out into a winnable fight, this is completely redundant. And at this point, I could tell the tilt is probably starting to set in. You really like to go for these plays when you start to get tilted, just like going for some fast, like... sipping on the coffee, excuse me. Going for some fast, they'll never expect it. Strategically unsound play is what this is, honestly. Because you throw the deep smoke in order to even get into tunnel, the T's are going to see that. If there's even a single soul like looking or hearing towards mid, they're going to know that something is up when they see that smoke come in. And in a different round setup, like pushing into this lower ton and just holding at this box here, not continuing to push because this angle is very favorable for this angle is very favorable for the T side, but just holding at this box. If you just did that, I wouldn't mind this, but this I don't like. Right, so I molly. It gets out a little bit too late. Chris is basically just... Alright. So, I think what happened to me there is they fucked up the window Molotov and it threw it too deep. The guy pushes through window and he tags the ever-loving shit out of me and the molly, like, spreads onto my feet. This is just me reviewing this part for me right here. Okay, yeah, the Molotov goes way too deep. Chris winds up saving my ass and it spreads onto me. So yeah, that felt pretty unlucky. Chris does quite well to get 2 here. He creates a winnable 1v2 for Dolphin. The dink comes out, it's not quite enough. But yeah, we win this round if Ari doesn't make that questionable lower push. And then here I paused, I was silent, I was contemplating whether it was worth going for the risky buy to try to make something happen in this round. But I just said, fuck it, we need to play for the 10-5. And I believe you guys go pushing into tunnel here. This was not what I had in mind. I had more in mind like the sort of silent B stack like you would see on Inferno, Astralis style or whatever. Maybe not quite with the same stack. There's no obvious place to do so on the Dust 2 B-bomb site. But yeah, going 2 for 1 here. Oh, does the demo lag? No, Dylan alt tabs here, that's right. And again, the bomb is in spawn. This team is so strategically questionable. Alright, so I get one. Maybe a little bit of an overcommit going for the second one, but it's by the by at this point. Unlucky timing on the guy swinging on you lower, Dylan. Yeah. If I'm calling a 4-stack over here on the B bomb site, we need to just chill inside of the bomb site. Like, I was calling that off. Maybe I need to articulate this a little bit better as well. Dylan did point out that on days that I go to the gym, it doesn't seem like I'm quite as with it in the practice, mentally speaking, and that might be the case. Maybe I wasn't articulating it very well. But, yeah, the strategic idea there is just, I noticed that they were taking B fairly late in the rounds, and seemed like a solid shot to get a couple of eco kills, if not perhaps a cheeky win. But let's go back to Dylan's POV. Let's see if I fucked up the flash for him long. I want to know why he died. Okay. Okay. So the flash is a little early on my part, I believe is what happened there. You know what, let's... One more time, I'm just gonna half speed it just to make sure. Free cam this hoe. Okay. Oh, so my flash was actually a little late. Okay, fair enough. That's my bad. And let's see what timing I threw that flashbang at so that I can know. There are certain things that I used to know on, like, old Inferno and shit where I would throw grenades at, like, specific times just to catch the timings or whatever. For the contact points. I never really did that on this version of Dust 2. So let's see when I throw this flashbang. I guess I just need to throw it like a second earlier. I guess there's no way I could have there. Whoops. Yeah, I guess if the T has the best spawn, probably throw that flash at about 150 and it's gonna get him. So here it's a 4v5. No real safe way to throw that smoke. Com would probably get on your ass for that one. But... I am occasionally more lenient with these things. So here I call that they're re-execing. Right, so Dolphin gets the one here. I find this guy on the bomb site. I'm not sure what I was thinking. Let's go back. I don't recall that we had anybody long here, and I don't recall that there was any specific call for long, but that did appear a bit greedy on my part. Fast forward, fast forward. We're gonna keep fast forwarding. Right, so a guy snuck out long here in the meantime. At this point, they're re-execing. I call it. Dolphin gets the first guy. He gets traded out. I get one here as well. Okay, yeah, this was... Alright, fair enough. Straight greed on my part. Fuck the money up on that one. But... yeah, this is a winnable, albeit hard 1v2 for Ari. Dolphin, I don't know if you remember this, but way back in 2014, I vividly remember RNX telling me in a clutch situation, you don't grab ops, you grab rifles. It was a round on overpass. I grabbed an op at dice, and I wound up getting double swung and killed. Maybe you remember that, maybe you don't, but yeah, same principle applies. I know you love the magic stick, Ari, but in the clutch situations, you gotta trust your own rifling. Okay, Tech 9 I don't mind as much. At least it's not a Deeg. I do believe we wind up winning this round. Yeah, we do. So, Dolph, I like how you're going to position here. You're going to come double up with me. Maybe could have happened a little bit faster. Like Dylan says, you have one gear and it's slow. But it winds up working out here. I get the trade out for you. This I thought was a nice shot. I had no rights getting this kill. And then, obviously y'all were all watching my POV, but I want y'all to tell me, like, I can't see this dude's head. Like, I got scared. I'll fully admit it. I deadass could not see the dude's head. But it works. It works. Okay, so this is a weird round from the CTs. They do like a multi-push mid, but like delayed. Chris winds up getting that kill over toward B. That comes much easier, and you get more money if you have an SMG, by the way, Chris. I don't know if the scout was a misbuy or not, but just on principle, if we have... I don't generally like more than one sniper on T side, but that's a rather nitpicky thing, I will admit. Oh, good nade. Just barely misses the timing on that one. Okay, so Chris spots both of the guys pushing in through B. Or, honestly, he might have just called one, I don't remember. I go back to make sure that we're not getting pushed in the back. And, is this the round where I call mid to B? I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. This is the round I call mid to B. Ari winds up flashing the guys through mid. I'm gonna watch this from y'all's POV, because if I remember right, you guys wind up cleaning this one up. So Ari flashes through the door. Yeah, this is good shit. Good spacing coming out, good util usage. Yep, solid. We did start to bring it back on this T side a little bit, if I remember right. So here, I wanted to do like a fast long. Yeah, this was that round where they swung like 3. And Ari, I'm going to go ahead and half speed it here. That was a weird thing Chris's legs were just doing. I'm going to go ahead and half speed it here, Ari, because there was one round earlier in this half where I remember you got singled out on an anti-eco round and you were talking about how annoying it was or whatever. The exact same thing happens to me here. This guy's in sight. He winds up killing me. The trade comes in instantly. There is literally no reason, like, for me to be annoyed here, for you to be annoyed in that round, because you're, like, we're the only guy to go down in those respective rounds. We're only losing one gun. And the scoreboard on the top of the screen, on the bottom when I'm playing, is going up, and that's what we care about. So, just like a mindset mentality thing there. But yeah, that was a pretty solid round. And here, I believe I called they never expect it the second time. Flashes weren't quite enough on that long opper, but you guys wind up getting the kill. Alright. I'm gonna let this one play, and I'm gonna let you remember what I said during the game, alright? I'm not explaining that one further. Let's go back. I want to see what happens to Chris. Interesting lurk smoke. I'm guessing it's meant to land a little more to the right. Oh, I don't like that, Chris. Fucking hell. Like, Dolph is top mid. He could have flashed you onto that. Yeah, if you just stay alive there, we have full nades. The 3v4 on Dust is entirely winnable because, again, the CTs are always going to have a weakness somewhere. And when the CTs are down a man, even if you have a man disadvantage, if it's a 3v4, that weakness is going to become even more exasperated somewhere. So to compensate for that weakness, the CTs look to contain, which is why this guy's pushing through top mid here. But yeah, Chris, no, don't do that. And then there's an op window. And Dolphin doesn't quite connect this kill. It is what it is. So we go back into the default setup here. So here I called we were going to go to an A-split. I fall off to grab the bomb. Here I call I'm going to give Ari the bomb. I want to see what happens from your POV here, buddy, because I know you wind up getting the trade on the plat guy. I'm not sure how the long opera winds up killing you here. Maybe it was a lapse in communication. I know it was called. I know for a fact it was called that there was an opera on long here. Okay, so I don't quite connect the kill. That's a good trade. Not sure what there is to say about that, except don't overcomplicate it. No reason to jump on the barrel there. You know the guy is long. You can just scope up on the corner. And I think if you just, like, stay on the ground and scope up on the corner, you get that kill every time. Right, so obviously we didn't expect the double push here, but again, I don't know if I wasn't clearly articulating this. You guys are going to have to let me know. But basically what I wanted was for all three of you guys who were coming tunnel with me to group up like into a Death Ball 2015 Envious style, and I was just going to flash you guys out B on contact. Obviously we weren't quite ready for it. I was turning around looking at the other guys, like as if to urge them to come up as the CTs were pushing, so I wasn't ready for the push. That's my bad. But Dolph winds up getting one here, but it's insufficient. And then Ari, I swear to God, if you do what I think you do here, just by looking off at the mini-map during this round. You're lucky to be alive here. Why? You're lucky to be alive after that first repeat, Gari. Like, if you don't get the long pick, you don't get the long pick. It is what it is. You can fall off and play a more standard setup, and we can just take long later. We can take cat later. Like, your life and your $6,000 worth of equipment is more valuable than the $100 kill you're gonna get on long here, assuming you hit that shot. Like, you got a bad habit of going for the fights over and over again, and when you start playing against teams that are a little bit more structured and with the key point have better players, it's not going to work consistently. So I believe I called that I wanted to contact B here when the smoke fades. And I'm gonna half speed it here because I don't recall clearly whether it was me or Dolphin who screwed up here, but this guy winds up getting way more than he should. Oh, Dolph gets caught with... Yeah, okay. So, Dolphin, Ari's old IGL comm always had a rule, and I can't say that it applies in 100% of circumstances, but as far as teaching players how to play fundamentally sound Counter-Strike, I would say that just following it as if it were true 100% of the time will do you better, will do you more good than it hurts. But the rule is always throw your flashbang safely. By coming out wide here to throw that flashbang out onto the bomb site and into this left corner, before Chris and I are peeking that angle, you are exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself to backplat, to this close left guy, to potentially big box as well. It would be much more effective to just, if you wanted to chuck a flashbang, to just bank it off the wall, out the tunnel. But, yeah, that guy, I also whiffed the spray a little bit there. That's on me. My fragging did start to drop off a fair bit in this second scrim, but it is what it is. Oh, that's timing. Oh, does Dolph get shot in the back here? Oh! You madman! Okay, that is genuinely unlucky. I would have just... Given the amount of time we had on the round clock, I would have just stayed and held long a little bit further. Dylan managed to get Cat more or less by himself here. So here, I was paranoid of a guy staring down mid with an up. I probably could have killed the suicide guy, but at this point, it's already a losing position. To steal the chess terms, and yeah, we're gonna, yeah, y'all ain't seen nothing. And yeah, that was the scrim on Dust 2. Let me know if I need to clarify anything. Yeah, let me know if I need to clarify anything, if there's anything else that we need to talk about a little bit later this evening. Gotta go ahead and get this uploaded.